Get ready for the final time adventure, my fellow ice lovers, because we are moving to the modern day. A world of American football and the new newspapers is waiting for us. It is the final world of our time adventure and the last hope to find Dave's Taco. Today we will do everything to eat it once again after dealing with various zombies and time portals. Without further ado, let's smash the heads of the modern zombies. Aha, Project Paradox begins now. Timeline alert, user Dave. We have arrived moments before our departure. If my guess is correct, Dr. Zomboss will attempt to prevent your initial taco consumption. Our journey will cease to exist. No! Oh, sorry, I was busy screaming. No, did you say taco? We must beware, user Dave. Dr. Zomboss will surely deploy all his time war right zombies. Taco! Yes, user Dave, you are right. It's time to get your taco back. That's how we started the first day of the modern day, which seemed like a tutorial level. Just like always, I decided to begin a new journey with my favorite Snow Pea, as it's capable of fighting against every kind of zombie. We have also stuck with the first time portal from ancient Egypt, which didn't pose any threat to us as I was prepared well enough for its appearance. Later, we faced a few more portals from different worlds, but it couldn't surprise me because I already knew what to do with them. Oh, and the level was successfully completed. On day 2, we fought against my favorite camel zombies. Everything was fine until the octopus man appeared on the lawn. I didn't call any Squidwards to come on my lawn. It was so enjoyable to deal with the camels, as I haven't seen them for a few months. Even Gargantuar on the second level of a new time adventure didn't impress me, as I got used to deal with those giants in the previous 3 worlds. I don't think that anything can impress me now, as I have seen everything that this game can show me. Day 3 was a pretty funny conveyor belt level which didn't include any ice plants. However, it is still a good chance to tell you something interesting. Did you know that the modern day was released over 9 years ago? Meaning we haven't seen a new world in PVZ2 for almost 10 years? That's a lot. When modern day was released, I was 12 years old, and now I'm almost 22. The time passes really quickly. On day 4, we saw some more annoying zombies from the Neon mixtape tour, but fortunately, my snow peas were capable of holding the zombie horde at a large distance, allowing me to plant the Ice Queen, the missile too. That was the best possible way to deal with the local Garg. On day 5, we had to deal with the zombies from the Lost City. So, to make the gameplay less repetitive and more enjoyable, I finally decided to use the Ice Shroom in combo with called Snapdragon, as nothing and no one can stop such a reliable combo. It also allowed me to save some more suns to plant even more ice plants. That was a really good ferocity level. On day 6, I had to produce 4000 suns, which isn't a lot, but it's a good opportunity to substitute cheap snow peas with more expensive winter melons, allowing us to enjoy the ice show while dealing with some annoying jesters from the Dark Ages. Day 7 wasn't funny at all. I don't want to say that the hardness isn't cool, but this time we see just an annoying zombie spam throughout the level. Combining the most hated zombies from different worlds doesn't make the level hard, but instead turns it into an awful one. Remember that the real hardness lies in a good zombie combination with good weight proportions, rather than spamming everyone around. That's everything I wanted to say about it. Day 8 was a pretty cool minigame. 3 in a row, Plants vs Zombies 2 edition. It was honestly my favorite type of level in the modern day, as the rest of the journey wasn't so cool. Well, instead of complaining about this world, let me tell you an interesting fact about bananas. Did you know that bananas we eat today don't exist in the wild? This is how the real bananas looks like. There is not so much pulp, it isn't so sweet, and it has lots of seeds inside. So next time you buy them in the grocery store, remember what a huge pass bananas made with the help of humans. My sensors are picking up increased helium levels, user Dave. I suspect we may be facing one or more balloon zombies. I hate one or more balloon zombies. I totally agree with you, user Dave, as those flying bugs are really annoying. Well, our first contact wasn't the best one, as on day 9 we had to play with the pre-picked plans, so I had no chance to freeze a flame balloon. Anyway, the level contained lots of annoying zombies, so I wanted to beat it as fast as possible. Day 10 contained lots of heavy zombies that wanted to do something bad with my plans. One of them even tried to freeze my cold snapdragon with melting snowballs, but that was definitely a bad idea. It was a horrible zombie spam, so that's why I played with some of the strongest ice plants. On day 11, we came back to using the Snow Pea as the main ice plant because of the angry grandpa from the Wild West. Old Man Jenkins didn't want to lose the war between dynamite and snow. Besides his appearance, it was a usual day in the modern day. On day 12, I had to lose no more than 10 plants, and I almost did it on the first attempt. However, a single cone hat didn't give me a chance to easily beat it, so I had to restart it. On my second attempt, everything went fine, as I was more accurate in choosing plants and using them on my own. Take that, cone hat. Day 13 was yet another 3 in a row minigame, so that's a good chance to tell you something interesting. Did you know that May 17th is the International Walnut Day? Let's celebrate it and eat at least a few walnuts this day to showcase our respect for Johnny the Walnut. On day 14, we had to play with some local plants, giving us a great chance to feed the primal imp with delicious garlic. Well, the stinky dude isn't as bad as I thought it was, so go ahead and play with garlic, as he is finger-licking good. Oh yeah, it was the level of the Lil Garg. Bro seems like an overgrown imp. On day 15, we had to protect the Primal Johnny, and the cold Snapdragon was for sure the best option for protecting our cobblestone friend. My snowboys were so cool that not a single balloon could go through them. Even Imp Cannon couldn't deal with the freezing ability of Chili Pepper. And that was undoubtedly the most unexpected ending of the level, as we received Taco. Is that the end of our time adventure? Look, Penny, my taco! No, user Dave, you must not. I detect high level of trappiness. But hungry Chew taco! Fools, you have fallen into my excruciatingly obvious trap. My vast and varied array of Gargantuars will pummel you into total oblivion. And then I get my taco? I don't know, user Dave, I would have given it to you a long time ago. Anyway, day 16 was dedicated to various Gargantuars, and currently it is the hardest mid-level in all PVZ2, as this level truly depends on your luck and only then on your skill. This level showcases all the problems of the modern day as a world. It doesn't try to impress you with some unique zombies or features while beating it. Instead, it tries to show you a fake hardness, which is the worst possible way to finish the adventure mode. PopCap developers had a great chance to finish PVZ2 with a great world with unique mechanics and zombies, giving us unique example of hardness we have never seen before. While the shadow plants were a great innovation to the game, the rest of the modern day is really bad, and it doesn't look like a final world of the time adventure. That's probably all I wanted to say about it. On day 17, I once again tried to beat the level using the mistletoe. I was surprised, as a single snowball machine could easily destroy the entire zombie horde without the major help of any other snow plants. That's why you should play with the mistletoe, as she is an ice queen, a real one. Day 18 was easier than the previous one, as the number of zombies was lower and none of them could pose a major threat to me. Day 19 was yet another conveyor belt level, but unfortunately I didn't prepare any interesting facts for it, so I suggest you skip that level. On day 20, I had to deal with a pretty strange mix of zombies from different timelines. Mixing the 1980s with 1850s wasn't the best decision, as I thought we were fighting at the circus instead of on a classical lawn. We even had to face a primal Gargantuar that came out from nowhere. That was really weird. On day 21, the ice room suffered a massive attack from the all-star zombie. Nothing and no one could stop such a fast runner. That's why my favorite shroom had to play the role of the shield instead of the main attacker. At one point it became so crazy that I had to mow the lawn only to get rid of some annoying zombies. Day 22 was my favorite 3-in-a-row minigame, which I finished in less than 2 minutes. Well, let me share some feelings and thoughts with you while beating it. I still can't believe that it is the last episode of our Icy Time adventure. I started this challenge in January and finished in April. Almost 3 months were spent making videos about ice plants. That's crazy. We started this journey with 3000 ice brooders, and at the moment of recording this video, I've got almost 6000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for supporting me throughout this journey, my fellow ice lovers. On day 23, I combined 2 of the best ice plants you can find in the game, and the result was crazy. Although I lost some lawnmowers, I managed to stay strong against the tough zombies on the remaining lanes. I was really proud of myself. On day 24, I used the same tactic, but now with only one goal: to simply survive the level, as the number of all-star zombies was enormous and I had no good options to deal against them. Why didn't they create an icy nut, so every zombie that bites it gets frozen? That's how simple it is. Day 25 was a pretty interesting conveyor belt level, an unusual one. But unfortunately, none of the ice plants could be restored on the lawn, so we had to skip the level. On day 26, I gave the Frost Bonnet its second chance to show itself in the realities of the modern day. Unfortunately, this plant is weaker than I thought it was, so I can't really recommend you use it in such a fast and hard world. Despite this, only the dinosaur's appearance impressed me, as I thought they became extinct 66 million years ago. On day 27, I finally unlocked the Cold Snapdragon while playing 3 in a row. That was a large achievement for me, as I want to do everything to use as many ice plants as possible. Oh, did you know about the brown bear that lives in a desert? It's called the Gobi bear, inhabiting the so-called Gobi Desert in Mongolia. There are only 31 living individuals, making it the rarest subspecies of the brown bear in the world, and the only one that lives in a desert. Day 28 was spent gathering 3000 suns and playing with the winter melon for the first time in the modern day, as it's typically unavailable for me. However, Popka the parrot stole my sunflowers a few times, but the captain didn't make it as long as his feathered friend. Oh, and the whole defense held on a single iceberg ledges right in the middle of the lawn. Don't you still believe in the iceberg ledges supremacy? Day 29 surprised me with its gravestones, which the Boeing Zeta easily destroyed, and that cost me only 150 suns. P means profit. The rest of the level was spent fighting against the new gravestones and dealing with the all-star zombie, which didn't want to stop for a second. If losing a few lawnmowers is considered a victory, then I'm a winner. Day 30 was definitely the hardest level of the modern day. I failed over 10 times before finding a worker strategy for such a hard level. However, let me show you a working one. The first rule was planting the ice room on the minecart, as it was the only right place for it. Then you have to plant 3 cold snapdragons in the middle of the lawn to stop all the upcoming zombies, and the third rule: save as much sun as possible to deal against the Gargantuars. You'll have to defeat lots of Gargantuars, and that's not as easy as one might imagine. After the final wave, I left with nothing and started dealing with 2 Gargantuars simultaneously. At one point I almost lost it, but then quickly recovered and finished both of them with no plans and alone. Day 31 was so boring compared to Day 30 that I have nothing to say about it. It was a typical level of the modern day, which had a bad ending before fighting with Dr. Zomboss. Like, what's the point of making a filler level at the end of the time adventure? That's not serious at all. Days 32, 33 and 34 were spent fighting with Dr. Zomboss. Unfortunately, none of them contained any ice plants, so they could be easily skipped. I don't think it's the best ending for the game, as it took me around 15 minutes to beat them all. However, after beating day 34, we finally got a taco with a waffle. It's even better than the one we consumed some time ago. There are no more keys or levels, there are only you and me, which means that PVZ2 was successfully beaten with only the ice plants. I wanna say many thanks to everyone who supported me throughout the journey. I love answering all your comments and I put all my soul into doing that, so I hope to see many of them below that video. This challenge showed me that everything is possible, just like my favorite song says. I doubled the number of subscribers on my channel, got tens of thousands of new people to watch my videos, and improved my English, so now it's easier for me to create even better content. Yet it's not the final challenge on my channel, as I have plans for making a few more in 2025, so be ready to watch new videos pretty soon. Sincerely, your favorite Iceberg.